young Homer, here to guide you further into the rise and fall of Zeus. Tonight, we continue Series 7, Worst Enemies and Greatest Threats, with Episode 57, Hera's Rebellion, Betrayal in Olympus. In this tale, we witness a rift within Olympus itself as Hera, queen of the gods and wife of Zeus, rises against her husband. Resentful of his unfaithfulness and his unchecked power, Hera gathers allies in secret, crafting a plan to overthrow Zeus. Her betrayal is not born of malice, but of a longing for justice, for respect, and for a voice among the gods. This rebellion will shake Olympus to its core, testing bonds of loyalty and trust in the immortal realm. As we enter this story of courage and defiance, allow yourself to settle deeply into the comfort of your bed, feeling safe, supported, and at peace. Close your eyes if you wish, and take a slow, deep breath in, feeling calm expand through your chest, steady as the silent resolve of Hera herself. As you exhale, release any lingering tension, allowing your body to grow heavy, sinking into stillness and ease. This is your time to rest, to release, and to find peace. Now focus on the gentle rhythm of your breath. Each inhale and exhale as constant as the quiet strength within the goddess of Olympus. Take a slightly deeper breath in, letting it fill you completely, and hold it softly for a moment. Then, as you exhale, imagine any tightness melting away, leaving only warmth and comfort. One more time, breathe in deeply, and as you exhale, feel yourself sinking deeper, calm and serene. Now, let's guide each part of the body to soften, inviting peace with every breath. Start with your forehead, allowing it to relax completely as you exhale. Move to your jaw, releasing any tension, letting it rest gently. Now, bring awareness to your shoulders. Inhale deeply, and as you exhale, let them fall softly, as though settling like clouds upon a quiet mountainside. Allow your arms and hands to grow heavy, resting peacefully by your sides. Notice the steady rise and fall in your chest and belly, inhaling as your belly rises, and on the exhale, releasing any last bits of tension, feeling light and free. Shift your focus to your hips and thighs, letting them sink deeper into the bed, fully supported and relaxed. And finally, bring your attention to your calves, feet, and toes, allowing them to release completely, grounded and serene. Now, imagine yourself within the golden halls of Olympus, where torchlight flickers in silence and shadows move softly along the walls. In the distance, you see Hera, her gaze fierce and unwavering, a queen determined to reclaim her power. Around her, other gods stand close, allies in her rebellion, their expressions set and loyal, bound by a shared purpose. With each breath, feel yourself surrounded by the quiet strength of this moment, as though you too are part of this gathering of loyalty and conviction. Inhale deeply, letting the calm resolve of the scene fill you, and exhale, feeling grounded, steady, and fully at ease. With your body relaxed and your mind open, allow the story to carry you into this world of courage, justice, and resilience, where even gods must face the tides of change. Take one last deep breath in and let it out softly. Now, let us begin. From the moment Zeus claimed his throne, he ruled Olympus alongside his queen, Hera. Their union was one of both passion and conflict, a marriage bound by power yet fraught with discord. As the goddess of marriage, Hera embodied loyalty and commitment, and her love for Zeus ran deep, though it was often overshadowed by his unfaithfulness. To Hera, Zeus's many affairs were not only personal betrayals, but public humiliations that chipped away at her authority as queen. Despite her love for him, resentment began to grow within Hera's heart, a bitterness that was slowly fanned by Zeus's arrogance and his disregard for her feelings. She was queen of Olympus, but she felt powerless against his infidelities and his domineering rule. Hera's patience, tested by years of slights and betrayals, began to wear thin, her loyalty strained to its breaking point. Beneath her dignified exterior, a storm was brewing, and her thoughts turned to revenge. As Hera's anger grew, she began to consider the unthinkable, a rebellion against her own husband. But Hera knew that a direct challenge to Zeus's power would be impossible on her own. She began to gather allies, gods who harbored their own grievances against Zeus. She approached Poseidon, Zeus's own brother, who harbored a simmering resentment over his secondary status. Though powerful, Poseidon had always felt overshadowed by Zeus and was more than willing to discuss an alliance with Hera. Next, Hera turned to Athena, goddess of wisdom and strategy. Though loyal to Zeus, Athena was a staunch believer in justice and fairness. Hera played on this, subtly suggesting that Zeus's unchecked power was destabilizing Olympus, that his reign lacked balance. While Athena did not openly join the rebellion, her neutral stance lent Hera a quiet endorsement that fueled her plans. The final ally was Apollo, the radiant god of the sun, who had always sought his father's approval, but felt his independence stifled under Zeus's rule. Hera, with her cunning persuasion, convinced Apollo that a change in leadership might allow him greater freedom and influence. Together, Hera, Poseidon, and Apollo crafted a plan that would shake the very foundations of Olympus. Hera and her co-conspirators put their plan into action. Zeus, unsuspecting and confident in his reign, had retired to his quarters, unaware that his closest family members were conspiring against him. Hera approached him with a rare gentleness, lulling him into a sense of ease. She brought him a goblet of ambrosia laced with a sleeping draught, one strong enough to subdue even the king of the gods. As Zeus drifted into a deep slumber, Hera signaled to Poseidon and Apollo, who bound him with unbreakable chains forged by Hephaestus, god of the forge. The mighty Zeus, lord of Olympus, lay imprisoned, his powers subdued, his authority stripped away. For the first time, Olympus was without its king, and Hera seized control, assuming leadership with a cold sense of satisfaction. She had finally exacted her revenge, and for a brief moment, she reveled in the power she had wrested from her husband. With Zeus incapacitated, Hera took command, enforcing her vision of order across Olympus. But the unity she had hoped for quickly crumbled as the gods, uncertain and leaderless, began to clash among themselves. Without Zeus's firm hand, rivalries simmered and alliances fractured. Hera's rule, though decisive, lacked the authority and respect Zeus had commanded, and her attempt to govern Olympus was met with resistance. Poseidon and Apollo, though initially supportive, began to question Hera's ability to maintain control. Poseidon, eyeing the throne for himself, grew resentful, while Apollo, burdened by guilt, withdrew from the rebellion. The harmony Hera had hoped to create quickly dissolved, and chaos loomed over Olympus, its gods divided and the realm at risk of tearing itself apart. As the days passed, Hera began to realize that perhaps Olympus needed Zeus's strength after all, that even in his absence, his influence remained vital to the stability of the heavens. As Hera's rule faltered, whispers of Zeus's imprisonment spread, reaching the ear of Thetis, a sea nymph known for her loyalty to Zeus. Thetis, recognizing the danger posed by a divided Olympus, devised a daring plan to free the king of the gods. She gathered Briareus, one of the 100-handed giants who owed his freedom to Zeus, and together they slipped into the chamber where Zeus lay bound. With his 100 hands, Briareus effortlessly broke the chains that bound Zeus, freeing him from his imprisonment. As he regained his strength, Zeus's rage burned hotter than any storm. He vowed to reclaim his throne and restore order to Olympus. However, as he prepared to confront Hera and his allies, Zeus did not think only of punishment. He considered the betrayal carefully, understanding that it reflected deeper tensions within Olympus. Zeus returned to the throne room with a thunderous presence, his fury palpable. Hera, Poseidon, and Apollo stood before him, bracing themselves for his wrath. The other gods gathered, watching in tense silence as the confrontation unfolded. Zeus's voice boomed through the halls as he demanded an explanation, his gaze fixed on Hera, who stood defiant yet fearful under his scrutiny. Zeus, though tempted to unleash his full wrath, paused. Rather than destroy his family, he chose to use this moment to demonstrate his power and reinforce the loyalty he demanded. He condemned Hera's rebellion, declaring that the unity of Olympus was paramount, and that any further betrayals would be met with severe consequences. As punishment, he bound Hera with golden chains to the heavens, a symbol of her treachery, and decreed that she would watch over Olympus in penance. Poseidon and Apollo, chastened and humbled, were ordered to perform acts of service to Olympus. Poseidon was tasked with strengthening the ocean's defenses against future threats, while Apollo was to offer prophecies to guide mortals, bringing harmony between the mortal and divine worlds. Zeus's decision was not born out of forgiveness, but out of a desire to preserve Olympus, knowing that punishing them harshly could lead to further discord. In the aftermath of the rebellion, Zeus sat alone on his throne, reflecting on the events that had unfolded. Hera's betrayal was a painful reminder that even those closest to him could challenge his rule. He recognized that his own actions, the affairs, the dismissals, the arrogance, had contributed to the bitterness in her heart. In regaining his throne, Zeus resolved to rule with a new understanding of his own fallibility, recognizing that leadership required both strength and respect for those who stood beside him. Zeus's punishment of Hera was a statement to Olympus that unity could not be taken for granted, but it also served as a reminder to him of the delicate balance of power and the importance of loyalty that was earned, not demanded. In the days that followed, he sought to rebuild trust with the Olympians, showing a newfound respect for the bonds that held them together. Though Zeus was a god of thunder and might, he understood that true strength lay in ruling with wisdom and care, lest he face rebellion again. The story of Hera's rebellion became a whispered caution among the gods, a tale of ambition and the fragility of power. Hera's canes were a constant reminder to all of Olympus of the consequences of betrayal. Immaculate in the sky as a yet, her rebellion also fostered a new era of respect within Olympus, one where Zeus's authority was tempered by humility, his rule strengthened by the understanding of his own limitations. Hera, though bound in the heavens, resumed her role as queen with a renewed loyalty, her own anger softened by the knowledge that her actions had nearly destroyed the very realm she loved. For Zeus, the rebellion left an indelible mark, a reminder that his power was formidable, but not unchallengeable. Through this crisis, he had learned that loyalty was not an obligation, but a choice, one that he would strive to cultivate among the gods, ensuring that Olympus would remain united against any future threats. But Hera's rebellion was not the only betrayal Zeus would face. Join us in the next episode as we explore the story of Prometheus, the Titan who defied Zeus in his quest to uplift humanity. Discover how the theft of fire sparked a conflict that would change the relationship between gods and mortals forever, as Zeus grapples with yet another challenge to his rule. Until we meet again, may your path be filled with peace, strength, and a touch of magic. I'm young Homer, and I look forward to our next story together.